Alright, welcome to another episode, Last of the Rain. You know it's your host Zane, straight and plain, with some of my real friend them. Who's up on the line tonight?
Of course, the one and only Mr. Snipe, Andre Snipe, here to give you the information straight as we know it and speak my mind.
You know the man I got here, Raeon Anderson, keeping it real. Up.
I don't know a JRP.
Yeah, man, building Travissen, you know. Bless up.
Mr. Controversy himself.
Yeah.
Alright. So what we're talking about tonight, friend?
I mean, the Jamaica Football Team, it only appropriate.
True. Now, what I'm wondering is, after that draw, right? After that draw, is there still hope for Tappa, or is his time up?
I mean, honestly, we could have gotten the win in that match. There was two clear opportunities where we should have won that match, but we got the draw nonetheless. We are sitting at the bottom of the table with just 1 point. Our next opponent is United States in America, October the 7th. This is another challenging match. Can you win it? I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, it's not like America is playing the greatest football right now, but our record against America is not the greatest as well. And then we face Canada at the office on October 5th. Canada sits on 5 points, second on the table. Playing Canada at home, I can just only hope we get a win there.
See, on paper, some of these teams we should be beating, but when we go on the field, like Canada, we should be beating Canada easily. But when we go on the field, the negative approach we take to the ball game, I think it's hampering the team big time.
I mean,
negative approach, who take?
What you say a while ago?
When I say the negative approach, who take the negative approach? The footballers, them, the coach, or the...
I think of the coach still, no? I think of the coach.
And what you call a negative approach?
Alright. In the match just gone, we are draw, right? We know we need the point. Instead of go out to the win, we start basically just keep the ball in our own half. We now go forward. That kind of negative approach. We now attack.
Yeah, and to pick up from there, so I'll be honest, I was very disappointed when we stepped because I look at it and say, alright, given how we start out the league and we now do so well, this is a nice opportunity to try get a win. We already have 2 losses, and I mean, you get a game there, so we kind of get local runs in the last 5 minutes. Keep the momentum, the man start play a little defensive ball, hold the ball game and draw the game. It's like, that of a team we are winner, you lead long time. Not
exactly. Like you lead by a 1-0.
Yeah. So
you see, my question is, yeah, I'm gonna blame Tappa, but I really wonder if the players them are play for win. Because them just look like them got them out the room wherever them go. Them look happier. I take selfie and all kind of video and something than playing on the field. So I'm gonna blame Tappa, I'm gonna blame the players them too. I'm gonna blame Tappa for you go and you take out the previous match, you should have keep most of them players there and probably bring in 1 and 2 from the last match and some. But you know my thing with Tappa and a coach. I think the last discussion we have, if we don't win the match, if Tappa should stay. And boy, it's sticky on Tappa, but the players them really not turn up either. I don't think them not turn up.
Alright, make we hear what Raeon have to say now.
I agree and disagree. I agree with the fact that Tappa already. But I disagree with him say the players them now play, because why would not you want to make it to the World Cup? it's everybody's dream as a footballer, I believe, wants to go to the World Cup. So I think none of them are going to really go out there for not try and win. The
But
fact
that is their best.
I might say, Tappa is not good because the way we play as a team is long ball. And with long ball comes, defending deep. So you can send the ball long on a counter attack. So we not do ourselves no favor where we can play out and actually play some football. Good football, touch and move and build play. We not do that. It's our own doing. You get me? I say, so playing long ball, it means you have to soak up pressure, get the ball when the opposing team press you, you take the ball from them, which is our problem because we not have very good people in the midfield who can tackle and all these things. You see me? I say, so more while a team attack way, we just stay attacked. Even at the match against Panama, we could do nothing as far as every time them seen a cross on the box. None of the English defender them could defend me. I said to myself, aren't you all professionals? Is me? I said, so we are trying to play a certain style we're just not good at.
That's a little bit harsh though.
I mean,
the English players. Wow.
I mean that style that Raeon is referring to. It's no secret. That's the English way of playing. We are so influenced by England. It reflects in our football as well. Brian, you said something earlier, which I would disagree with. You said beating Canada easy. This is not the Canada of the 90s. This is a Canada team that have players representing in Europe and in some of the best league in the world.
And it's the same thing with Jamaica. If you look at our players on paper, man for man, with the addition of firepower from England, man for man, on paper, we have one of the best teams in the league, or in the group, or zone.
Paper.
Yeah, on paper. That's what I'm saying. On paper. No, you're right. Football not play on paper. That's what I'm saying. On paper, we should be beating some of these teams. Now, with the star quality or the quality of players that we have, right? And we can't beat a Panama or anybody in the zone. Then who does that fall on? Almost Tappa.
Well, you have to look at this factor as well now. One thing is big in football, chemistry, and we can't deny that. You get me? I said you can have one of the best teams on paper. We should be beating everybody. But if them not gel, and I think Liam Bailey made a reference to that a couple months ago when he said if Jamaica don't make it, a JFF falls. And I think chemistry are one of the things is big as far as why he would say something like that. Because if I bring in Beer Newman, which I am not against, because if I go up the quality, I believe if better players are out there, get them in. But if them not gel and them not build that relationship, that know how they all play on the field together, you got a problem.
So,
and that's what we're doing, because when they bring in the six new man against Panama, we were so disjointed. I said these men are professionals who play for some decent clubs in England and could have string two pass together. So
Raeon, you said that the Football Federation will shoulder the blame. Wouldn't the players share some of that blame as well? I mean,
exactly.
It's not the JFF out there playing. Yeah, I understand what you say, bringing an influx of players, right? But like I said, that's their job to get players, to get the best out there. Now it's the responsibility of the coach to know, let all these players play together. If Jamaica don't make it to the World Cup, we can't point fingers and say, oh, is the JFF responsible for our failures? I mean, they're getting the players. Is it that what you want? Is it that what you advocate for?
I am not actually blaming JFF. JFF is doing what they are supposed to do. Now I'm saying what Liam Bailey said. If we don't make it, I'm gonna put it solely on the coaches, because they have come together. Now it's you to get the best out of them to play together as a team. You get me? And that's where the blame falls on Tappa and his coaching staff.
Exactly, Raeon. That's my point.
I mean,
bring all of these players together. It's your job now to get the best out of them, to make this group of people into a team that can make it to the World Cup?
I mean, on paper, Brian said that we should beat in most of these teams. All right, so let's be realistic, right? We're getting 4 teams going to the World Cup from the CONCACAF, right? We have Mexico right here, we have Canada, we have United States, we have Panama, we have Costa Rica, we have Honduras, we have El Salvador. Out of those 7 opponents, how many of these teams can Jamaica beat realistically?
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
So El Salvador.
And about beating 6 now. Even when Jamaica lowest are the lowest, they beat El Salvador.
And El Salvador and Honduras sit above us in the table.
Yes.
So if El Salvador is the only team that we can beat here, then I guess the expectation is really low.
Save the country money and just quit it right now.
My God, man.
I mean, it's a great Chavi touch on that, because the alarming thing right here, the Gleaner published something today that out of the 3 fixtures that we have played so far, Jamaica's Football Federation have racked up a bill of 110 million Jamaican dollars. 3 out of the 14 fixtures. I mean, that is alarming. That's a sense for concern.
Yeah, and especially if we don't make it, then there's no recouping that money. That's money lost. So, with that said, let me just ask the final question before we move on from Jamaica Football Team, because that's like a never-ending story, you know? My question is, if Tappa should go, who should we bring in? You think a time for call Bully?
Yeah. Boy. Listen, man. Honestly, I don't even know if I answer that one.
We need to go to the Middle East and go back to Miguel Coley. That's what we need to do.
Go back for who?
Miguel Coley. JC's former coach. He's now Winfred Schaefer's assistant. Winfred Schaefer didn't do bad with us. He's an experienced coach, and under his tutelage, I believe we would have learned. And because if we really saw how JC played in Manning Cup, even though that's Manning Cup, but you saw that he has a tactical mind and a mind to play football, as in good, beautiful, attractive football. And a midfield player he's big on that. Where we struggle. So a coach like him, I would try. Young, you understand, talented, local. Try him out.
Is he cheap?
Miguel Coley, Jamaican.
Because if you're not cheap, you're not gonna get him.
He's now still some, I don't know.
But that's a question, Raeon. Would you leave the Middle East, the Isle money, to come and represent for the local money?
It's not for the money, it's for the country. The country environment.
Man Tappa talking for the money. Your fees are qualifying for the World Cup. Can't take out some free grocery at the Isle? No.
So Tappa this the country.
Exactly. Can't care for the money.
My gosh, man. Hey, them want them now have no national pride.
We see a man on Twitter say, I'll got a secret Tappa after JFF, so I can't fire.
That's the only thing we blame them for. They have Tappa in this thing so long.
Yeah, something wrong, man.
I mean, like I keep saying, I'm always in support for the local coach, but Tappa kind of make me change my mind now.
As long as you not change your mind, towards all of the coaches. Right now, Tappa just get team chance and him team chance blow up. Wouldn't mind our next local coach, as long as we see the potential. So like you want to Raeon, well, I'm not sure if you want Raeon mention, you want to call him a local coach, but no problem with a local coach going in.
One of the name going in circulation is Neville Bell.
Yes.
But I
What
work
I'm
with that.
hearing is that there are a lot of things that Neville wants to see change in JFF before he even thinks of the job. But bear in mind, Neville's getting on in age too, you know. So
That's what I was about to say. By the time all of that changed, this man probably leave, like literally the world.
exactly. So, serious.
We can hope and pray that the football go in the right direction in very soon. But as we start moving along from Jamaica, we follow Jamaican football, we sit down and talk and get vexed.
Yeah,
But
turn up a blood pressure.
You know, on the point there's still about us getting better. If you really think about it, when I'm looking on the team now, what I'm seeing now compared to years before are more technical young Jamaicans when you play the game of football, which we have not seen in the past. Normally, you know, the shifting and the fandangles and
some Walter Blacker boy.
Yeah, but now you actually have the intelligence in the game. Because Maggie, which I was being critical of because I've never really seen him play, so my criticism have been unfair. But I judged it based off of the first game I ever seen him play, and it never really affect nothing. But then again, if you can't play a man now one game for 60 minutes and really expect him to do big things. But the last game against Costa Rica, you really saw what he's capable of, and you ask yourself, if this young man was playing often and getting the experience in the team, I stamp him authority and him signature upon the side, what could we do? You know what I mean?
Agree.
Yeah, well, fine. Well, like I said, still, the Jamaican football team road to the World Cup is going to be an unending story. So eventually we'll see how this turns out. Now, this weekend was the return of the English Premier League. And the red hot striker, Mr. Antonio himself, get a red card. Very first match from international break. Straight red card. So, my thing is, do you think that the international break did more harm to Antonio than good?
Jamaica.
I think the question you should ask is,
yeah,
did Jamaica did more harm than good?
Why? It looked like it did more harm. I tell you, it looked like it did a lot more harm. This man was on fire, red hot, just broke the record for West Ham. Go up on an international break, come back, red card. Basically, it was nothing in the game and red card.
I think it's the frustration blowing over from what happened with the reggae boys. Honestly,
I think so. I think so too. No, you make a good point, Raeon, because after he broke the record, and I heard some commentators saying that, they'll definitely have their eyes on Antonio. I started to think, I wonder if him regret his decision. Right? I wonder if him think him still could have hold out for England call up.
I mean,
read about that one. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the commentators, they get paid to talk, and some of them shouldn't even have a job, in my opinion. And Antonio would have never gotten that call up to represent England, and that's
I agree.
Being honest right here. So that whole hype, I mean, England is always about hype, the next hot thing out here, and because Antonio is the next hot thing, his name is being thrown in the mix. I appreciate him representing Jamaica. I hope he will get a chance to play in the World Cup as well.
Yeah, so do I. All right, moving.
I mean,
yeah, but the age don't really have much to do with it, Raeon. You said that last time.
Raeon.
If he chose England, how many years would he really have to play for them? You understand?
Basically, the same amount like going up for Jamaica as well. I mean,
yeah, but right now, I'm about opportunity for go work up with Jamaica. I'm not gonna go work up with England. Let's be real now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go work up with England. I mean, like I said, now these commentators get paid to talk.
Like Graham Souness will not have a job. Sorry.
I agree.
Gary Neville
Alright.
as well.
Low alone, no my youth.
Rio Ferdinand.
See
Low-
there?
hey,
Rio Ferdinand.
By the five
Box,
popular here. Rio for the young people them.
Man, you can't be an old man after the young people them at the same time.
I mean,
By the five I get popular.
the biggest
So it's right.
the biggest talking point over the weekend is return of Ronaldo scoring 2 goals as Manchester United breezed past Newcastle 4-1. I mean, Jesse Lingard and Bruno Fernandes was among the scorers as well. What do you guys think about that performance?
Yeah. Ronaldo did not disappoint on his return. Did not disappoint at all.
For me, I think him show everything that to the naysayers, what I say, you're into all and him losing touch and all and thing there. I think him show that even the crappy goal, that's a poacher's instinct to know just where to be. Him still have that, and if I have to run on and strike it, it's like Ronaldo show that him still have a year or two to give. And I was one of them when I said, I think Ronaldo give it 20 goal. I kind of changed my thought. Watching how him play, even though it's not one game, watching him play, I can see him give up 20 or more goals for the season. Matter of fact, me I look on him right now, could I get Kane and Lukaku around for the goal and both.
Yeah, man, we put him in there. Travis, you change your mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say he wasn't going to reach 18 goals, but yeah, man, he look good. Well done. He score 1 goal, that was good. Well done to Greenwood for that first goal. Well done. But as I say, instinct of Cristiano being where he should. Very good. And if once Manchester United dry up, man, and play Liam, he might go.
I mean, let's bear in mind that this was against Newcastle. Not taking away anything from Ronaldo. But
waiting to see him and Van Dijk. Yeah,
this was against a Newcastle that sits 19 in the table right now, and it was the perfect match for him. Are Manchester United really title contenders? Yes, they are.
They are, but I still won't change my top 4.
Brian,
I still see them coming 3rd or 4th.
Brian, hold on there. Waiting to see him and Van Dijk.
Yes.
Yes. And that Travis just say yes.
And that Travis say?
I mean Van Dijk is too of a small opponent. I'm just saying Ben White then.
Hey brother, go eat. How you do, man?
Me and man even mention Lukaku in the same conversation. Don't get right.
But Raeon, let me ask you something. Why is it that Van Dijk can't hold his own against Ronaldo? And why is it that Lukaku can't outscore Ronaldo?
Because Lukaku couldn't outscore him for the past 2 seasons.
But this is England. You're basically in the past. This is a fresh start for both persons.
Right. We're going to make that point. Bear in mind, say Lukaku never did well for a couple of years.
So if at come here, if Lukaku outscore Ronaldo, what would you say? That's what exactly.
No man, more hear what you have to say, man.
Exactly. You will shut your mouth.
Bear in mind, Raeon. Bear in mind, you don't have a midfield. Chelsea have a midfield. Chelsea have a pretty good midfield. Yes.
I'm Ronaldo for though. I stay in the box. Just stay in the box and be at the end of crosses. Do the tapping in them because I'm so clinical. The movement in the box is immaculate. Him finishing is still up there amongst the best in the world. Him heading is the best head of the ball in the world football. I'm telling you, this man is going to score a goal this season. You see the burst of pace for the second goal. You know, I'm a Man U fan, so once you reach a topic, I get extra in it. You see me?
Yeah,
Chelsea,
man. Man U. I could go on Chelsea.
Yeah, the Chelsea man. More the Chelsea man.
Chelsea look like some real title contenders too, you know.
Yeah, I mean the good run of consistent football continues. I mean they pretty much just eased past Aston Villa over the weekend.
But what I see Chelsea doing is building solid from the back.
honestly, I disagree with that statement there, Pinto, in terms when you say them run over, because
No, I never said run over, and I said the ease pass Aston Villa. Ease and run over.
that word the ease still is too much, because for me, when the game done, I see the 3-0. I say anybody come and get the 3-0, I say yeah, that sounds about right. But watching the game, if I never for Mendy, about 6 goals, then I'll back on it.
I mean that's why you purchase him. His job is to keep goals out.
But nevertheless, I'm saying they struggled in the middle. No, more or less, me say right. So just coming at the game. So in the news of the Premier League, and they struggle completely. And that's why them get the best out of it. But still never, because we think we have too much run him. We struggle so much and can't keep up in the middle. We have Mendy the left, right, and center like him a Superman. God praise him in skills. But yeah, man, we struggled in that game. Just a lot of half right now. We really start take over. And the first goal score kind of just shrivel them the snow. Second goal score kind of water them down, and get to know you start to like a real versus them. But overall, still, as I said, I like how Chelsea look. I'm not complaining. The only worry we might have is that Mr. T is still in him what you call it now? Tryout stage.
Finding his team.
Yeah. And I'm just hoping that in him trying to figure out whatever, we don't drop too much points. Because it's a possibility. And I see loophole in it already. But otherwise, though, I do see Chelsea with a nice and goal Lukaku score.
Mm-hmm.
When I see that, I hear people, I'm a avid defender of Timo. I defend him much, even though he's not scoring, I defend him much. But when I see Lukaku get the last goal there, another position, and just steam put that in and score, I say Alpha Timo, what am I going to do with that?
Hold on, so, what you say? You defend Mr. Can't hit the barn door?
Yes,
madman.
That was it. No, listen, hear me out. I understand that people will bring him in for a striking position. One, we're gonna put him in a striking position. And even when him do get that position to play, him shit at it. But outside of that, he's a very good supporting player. He have the most assists since Hazard left Chelsea.
Yes, and him for support from the bench.
No. Him provide more to Chelsea. We get more goal with him playing as a support on the field than him on the bench. So that's why me always say, if we stay up on the field. And now that we have Lukaku there, yeah, man, I puff my chest now. So Raeon can go and talk about him Ronaldo. Watch what happens to him.
But you know, Snipe, I actually have Chelsea as a favourites because as an entire squad, Chelsea has the most complete team.
Raeon, can I ask you a question before we finish that statement, please? Why is it that you don't see Manchester United as the team to win
he wants to win as the underdog.
I do, but I'm just tailoring expectations and waiting until January before I start being nice.
No,
so
you have
I'm doing that by myself.
Yeah, play some more in the mind games.
Yeah, you see that where Brian said a while ago? Brian, say that again.
He might try win as the underdog. So when he win, he says, see,
yes.
we're the underdog, I'm going to win. We're the underdog. Everybody right we are, and still we can win.
Some more in the mind games.
When Jermaine called me out in the group, him actually did right, You understand? But I try play. Because Jermaine know me well now, you see me?
No, I'm just always right. I'm always right.
All right, Mr. Bruce Wayne.
But we'll go back to Chelsea quick there. Chelsea's team is very good, defensively solid. And what I love what Tuchel did, he sees what he has. Because if Chelsea play a bank four Chelsea have a problem. So what he did, play a back three and play with two wing back. So Chilwell and Alonso are not the greatest defenders, but going forward they are very good. So having a back three now where you have a man can always come up with which is Rudiger and cover in case they bypass Alonso, who is not a very good defender. You can keep the shape. You get me? I think where Chelsea struggled in the game against Aston Villa was the fact that Saul was not ready, one, and Kovacic is not a midfielder that sits. So if you look at him for stability in your midfield, because his game is to run at you and carry the ball. You get me? I say so this is why Chelsea struggled. So we realized when Jorginho came in now, which his job is to sit as the register and dictate the game and slow down tempo and have things under control, you saw where they were more solid. So that's where Chelsea struggled. So I wouldn't even look at that match to really say Chelsea have weaknesses. I think their weakness though is with pace, because if a team plays on a counter with Chelsea, they will give Chelsea problems. Because that's the case with back fives, where you have to play a high defensive line. You get me? I say, and for Chelsea to play, you can see the defenders them coming up, which I saw in that game. You understand?
And another thing to point out to where you say Raeon, where you think Chelsea going to struggle with, for most teams, you can say your defense starts from your front line. Chelsea, our front line, especially one we play against Aston Villa, they not do defending. No farmer defending. They might run with the player, try them, but they're not attacker. And a couple times, well, me say Havertz and the next one, you never remember seeing it, 22, Zeke and yeah, they're right beside the player. All in there, stretch out one look and they can't bother. So I think that pose a problem for where because there's one thing like Kovacic might depend on Havertz to make the first tackle. And when I just stand up, the man just come at Kovacic and Kovacic like him catch him flat-footed. Can I expect Havertz to make the first move? I'm worried about that.
Yeah, but the thing is not bear this in mind though. Do they really have to defend? Because if you're playing with a back three, back five, right, with two holding midfielders, you don't need them to defend. Because if you bypass the front three,
Raeon, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not asking them to go out of them way to defend. But my problem is if a player is right beside you, sometimes them just lose the ball and the man will take the ball from him right there. But like they will say, yo, you can go and have defender. I guess that's a personal thing to me then. I don't like to that. You just lose the ball, the man is right there. And
you want everybody in.
Yeah. So I guess that's a personal thing to me. I don't like see. And
that's why Liverpool dominant. Because from the front,
there you go. The man they run. If you don't know the team, you don't think everybody are defending and forward.
That's true.
So that's all I'm saying. But otherwise, still low on paper and everything. Yes, Chelsea is up here.
Well, the two underdog bad team them where look like them are go for the title can go and celebrate. But just happy Arsenal get them first win.
Jesus,
yeah,
really
good first point. Yeah.
Oh,
a win is a win, you know.
I mean,
1-0 to the Arsenal.
From Aubameyang himself.
Oh, you mean? And I got tired to hear that. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Not the greatest of performance. At times there was some nervous moment in that match. I mean, Norwich could have find back a goal. You could say just one step at a time from here. But the surprising tag leading up to that match is Leno being benched and Niles finally get a chance in the middle. That was a big surprise right there. Never expected that one.
That is true. I didn't expect that. And the Japanese youth that started, I don't even remember his name.
Goku. Let's call him Goku.
Goku, Super Saiyan level 2, did really well. I was surprised how well he played, right? And you can see how much we missed Gabriel in the back line. Because that last ditch tackle against, I think, Pookie, that was the saving grace to Arsenal right there.
I think that was a
sliding
tackle.
Yeah, sliding tackle, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it like I said, it wasn't the greatest performance, but just finally getting that goal and finally getting the win. I mean, you can say it lifted a lot of pressure off Arteta. So now on to the next one.
Also, Jermaine, where a lot of people need to remember is when you look on the age that was out there, apart from Aubameyang, the oldest other player I think was 24, and it was Kieran Tierney. Everyone else was like 23, 22, 21.
Like I said, Project Youth. I'm all for the Project Youth. My only thing is that Arteta should have gone at least two proven senior player in this squad to help the young guys.
Well,
I would say that
Thought I go.
yeah, just that I like the idea that the Arsenal, we see the young in terms of the youth, we see the potential for grow. But as Pinto say, you shouldn't just let it flat so with so much young youth. Put some experience in there for help bring them up. Because they're not gonna struggle if you have so much young youth and you have so much experience that's not them. But as I say, I just think this is a stepping stone for them. And the next match I think are Burnley not gonna play.
Yes, Burnley.
Yeah.
Should carry a nice little point or two from that too, because Burnley now looks so hot.
But Burnley defends well. They defend well.
They defend really good.
And
but they still lose.
And
so
they
that's the
defend.
important thing for you.
No, it's the thing about it. Arsenal style of playing is it suits Burnley. Burnley will sit deep and frustrate Arsenal. Once Burnley sit deep and stuff like that, Arsenal will find it hard to break them down.
Well, glad for the first goal and the first 3 points, but no, I gotta really judge them after Norwich match. Now the Burnley match. I gotta wait until Tottenham match. Just glad for the clean sheet. Help me out now the fantasy.
Yes, and speaking of Tottenham, that was a surprise match at the weekend.
Why?
I mean, Crystal Palace dumped them up.
You see who them coach? Is an Arsenal man, man.
Wait, no bother with it. Don't bother with it.
Is an Arsenal legend. You feel like him never lose against Spurs? Nah, man, him have to kick off face, man.
I want red cards here for them, man. No matter going on with that, man. Come on.
Well, I think Tottenham did perform poor before the red card.
But I'm not telling you, I never expect 3, honestly.
I expect 1.
I expect 1.
Just bizarre, nothing more from that.
I mean, that come like a surprise.
That debut that striker made, I think he's from what? France?
France, yeah.
That is the best debut in probably Premier League history. Eduardo, yeah.
Edward.
My gosh, man, the man scored like what? 30 seconds?
Yeah, 38 seconds after coming on.
My gosh. Yeah.
38.
Yeah, Raeon. The man have a better debut than Raeon. Just suck it.
Just accept it.
Chat too much.
But that was a surprise match over the weekend for me.
Well, I just hope tomorrow Calvert-Lewin can turn up and drop 6.
We just need Alan for putting a good shift.
Him can assist the 6.
I mean, I really don't understand why Raeon over there talking, but hey.
Hold on, what you talking about?
Alan,
I mean,
now, man, there's a game playing tomorrow, man.
Yeah, we have a game playing tomorrow.
Yeah, but somebody said, what's the importance of Calvert-Lewin scoring 6?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy.
So that me I talk about, man.
Alan, I'm a you.
I mean, Raeon, you already take so many hits. It doesn't matter how much him score. It just pointless for you.
Alright, Mr.
Well,
92.
No, for anyone listening to this, if you play fantasy football and you have to take more than 2 hits, use your wild card. Research what your wild card is and use your wild card. Don't get 92 points and then lose 28 out of it because you take hits.
How many hits you take again?
28 points worth of hits.
What that? I'll know man explain that to me now.
Listen, in fantasy football, you get 1 free transfer per week. Right? 1 free transfer per game week. Every transfer that you make over that 1 free transfer is a hit, and a hit costs you 4 points per transfer. So if you get 20 for the week and you take 2 hits, that is 8 points getting subtracted from your total of 20.
Well, But Raeon, what I can't understand, when you were making these transfers, you never like see that -4 each time.
Yeah, man. It's a
But disappear.
Like what disappear?
Yeah, all Red was focused on and getting in Ronaldo and we want to support Ronaldo. In there look on nothing else.
That
Exactly.
is it.
And Ronaldo give me 26 points this week.
And then
And you lose it back.
and then today in the group, the man make it bold. First time getting this much points, 90 yard. And then when you look at the reality, the man takes so much hit. Raeon. You know,
Or in the long run, it's a good pay off.
Exactly.
nah.
And my team nice.
All right, sir. All right.